Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Wake Up Call, because this is your wake up call. And of course, it's your wake up call to celebrating Ishtar, Easter. And I'm going to teach you really cool ideas on how you could paint your Easter eggs, because I'm sure you're all thinking about it, right? And as you can see on the screen right now, Happy Easter, right? Because of course, these people in my town are having a celebration. They're not really in my town, but I just Google searched the images, and I found that there was a lot of images in Google Images of these people in the town. They're like a fraternity or something. I don't want to say what they're called because I don't feel like having a wiki thing under my video, but they're like a fraternity. I guess it's just a bunch of guys that drink beer. They have a lot of weird sigils, like with 33 and double-headed eagles and these compasses. Isn't that cool? So they're celebrating Easter this year. Of course they are, because they celebrate all the Egyptian demons. I mean, deities. I mean, gods, right? They call them gods, right? And these people believe they're gods too. So I'm going to show you some cool Easter eggs. And of course, these are the Easter eggs that they're putting up on their website. So you can see all sorts of sigils and, but let's move past that because I got to be careful with the alcohol. So here's a cute egg idea for anyone out there who loves eyeballs. It's the all-seeing Easter egg. That's right, the all-seeing Easter egg. Take the time, okay, make the hard-boiled egg. Then you can crack a little hole in it and put a little eyeball on it for the kids out there. While you're taking pictures with the Easter Bunny and the all-seeing eye eggs, why don't you just put an A-OK sign over your eyeball? Or maybe just put your hand over your eye too. Why not? Just go all out this year, okay? Make sure you do it on a black and white tile floor, okay? And maybe even put your other finger over your lip and go, shh. Right? Because I don't know what any of that stuff means. All right, let's move on. Oh, here's an Easter egg of a pentagram. You know this symbol we see all the time, but we're told to draw it when we're kids, right? Remember when you were a kid? They used to have us draw this stuff in school. They'd be like, draw up and down and over and over and down. And then they'd be like, it's a star. And then you look up at the sky and you're like, wait a minute, I don't see these things in the sky. And they're like, oh, well, look in the children's books. They have all these symbols in there. And you're like, yeah, but that's not what a star looks like. Like when they look through a telescope, does it look like that? Well, of course it doesn't look like that. Of course it doesn't. Because the whole purpose is to indoctrinate you with what it really is, right? So they get you to draw it at a young age. They tell you to put it in every single children's book. What do you think that's for? Dallas Cowboys? Come on. All right, let's continue on. Here's a cute one. Here's one of a goat. Now, it looks like somebody drew this with a pen. I don't know if that's Japanese or Chinese. I don't know if you could tell. I'm not Chinese or Japanese. I'm actually Korean. But this is a goat with some language on the side here, of course, because it really represents the greatest of all time. I mean, haven't you, when you're doing your eggs with your kid, whatever people do with Easter, don't you say, it's not enough for me to just dip my egg in some aluminum barium dye, or some black goo dye. Maybe this year we'll draw. And then the first thing that comes to your mind is a goat, right? Of course, because that's natural. Then let's move on here. This is actually on Walmart's website. Well, of course it is. Of course it's being sold to children because spirals are fun. Just like that pentagram I showed you earlier. Really fun, right? Well, spirals are fun too. There's no subliminal meaning to any of it. It's just a spiral. And if you think anything more than that, then you're the one who's sick. Okay? Let's move on. Then we get this one. This is obviously one I have in my house year round. This is my pride egg. I actually sleep with this at night. I keep it in my fridge too during the day, and then I sit and I have dinner with it, put it at the table. I sit alone by myself with my pride egg, but it's something that I like to do. And it's, pride eggs become a part of my family, part of my life. All right, let's move on. All right, here's just some monarch butterflies. I had to throw that in because I love butterflies. You guys know that. So I threw in some monarch butterflies. So we have some cool ones there. Then I found this. This is where it gets sick, okay? I found articles, 25 Easter eggs that look like celebrities. I found 2, okay? Let's look at this one first. These are eggs, okay? So this is what's really sick, okay? Somebody had the spare time, the free time to do this. Now, I know there's a lot of people on the internet, a lot of people that stalk my channels that sit around and play Sonic the Hedgehog all day, every day, and have nothing to show for their lives and complain about it. They want you and me to pay taxes so that they can collect disability and continue to play video games, right? But even those people don't have the time that this guy has. I mean, this guy is making Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt Easter eggs. Not only that, I don't even know what's going on, how he's attaching these things. But these are articles out there, right? We got Angelina. I'm surprised that there's not a horse next to her and she's not fondling it. Remember that? Yeah. Or talking about how she had to drink snake's blood once, right? And of course, I wonder if Brad's got his pee-pee down there. Oh, I don't want to get into that. All right, let's continue on. Here's another one, right? 10 celebrity Easter eggs. So I picked the best ones out of these articles, okay? Because I don't have long to do this. I know we all, I don't have all day to paint. I don't have all day to do this video, okay? Because I have to go and paint Easter eggs the rest of the night. So that's why I got to hurry up. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Here's Lady Barfbag the egg. So it looks like they glued 2 eggs together. I don't know. Would you say that this took a couple of years to make? Days? I don't know. Is it impressive? I mean, no, not really. I mean, does it resemble Lady Barfbag? Kinda, because it looks disgusting. So I guess it does resemble her. Or him, right? The only thing missing is a bathtub next to Lady Barfbag filled with blood. That would make it more, more true to itself. Okay, continuing on here. Look at this. We got a Beatles. We have a Beatles Easter theme here, of course, brought to you by the Tavistock Institute. Who brought you this, of course. I'm surprised in the backdrop there isn't a picture of that bald guy. Alistair or something. Alistair. Yeah, he said something about blonde hair, blue eyes, young ones. I forget. But he's on one of their album covers. I'm surprised they're not on the backdrop here. But it's all innocent. Everybody's purely there. Then we get Barry Sortoro this Easter. If it's not enough to just constantly have to see how people say he's a great president and don't realize that he destroyed all of our rights. But of course, that's only the insane people that say that. Probably the worst one ever. But we have Barry Sortoro here. You can see him sitting at a desk. And then we have, there it is. If I could be, Jesus me, like Mike. I'd like to be like Mike. I want to be like Mike. Big Mike. Yeah, I'd like to be like Mike. I'll continue on. It's Big Mike. You know why they call him Big Mike? Anybody? Yeah. Something to do with the penis. I think that's the answer to that. I'll say that quickly and move on. All right, then we have, look at this. This is pretty sad. This is supposedly Steve Jobs of Apple. Now, I'm surprised he doesn't have an apple in his hand that says 666.66, because if you haven't heard, that was what the first computer sold for. And of course, that was just random. Because, when you're thinking of a random number, that's the first one that pops in your head. And then you don't say to yourself, well, maybe if we're trying to be a new company and sell stuff, we probably shouldn't pick that number. But of course, would anyone be surprised if they're the ones who roll out that old marker of the beaster? No, none of us would be surprised. But I don't know what's sadder. If nobody's going to realize it when it happens, or that there's a grown man out there that made an Easter egg of Steve Jobs. Neck and neck. I don't know. You tell me. All right, we continue on here. Now, I have no idea who this... Oh, this is the X Factor, I think it's called. This is a talent show that's on TV. So I do know. I've never seen it, though. But I'm trying to think of what their names are, because I obviously know Howard Stern is in there. And Howard Stern loves bagels. Remember when Howard Stern told everybody out there that screw everyone's rights and those people should be arrested? Yeah. And the people never rose up against him. Yeah. He's allowed to speak, though. I'll continue on here. It's Dolly. Hey, Dolly. I just saw some crazy theories about Dolly Parton recently. I don't believe any of them. Dolly's the best, right? Now, Dolly is back with this cool album where she wears an eye patch over her eye with an upside-down upside-down star on her shirt. Welcome back, Dolly. We all missed you. You're just there naturally because nobody could really name 2 of your songs. I can name 9 to 5. That's about it. All right, we'll continue on. Dr. Phil. This is up there with the Steve Jobs that it's just hard to believe that somebody... If you could pick any of these false idols, which is bad enough, embarrassing enough to make an egg of a false idol, but then to sit there and to pick Dr. Phil. Of course, common theme with Howard Stern is look at that schnoz on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil could smell a bagel a couple miles away. I bet Dr. Phil's a cheapskate in real life. You know how I know? Nah, I just know. Let's move on. Here we go. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. He keeps popping up all over the place. Elton John. Sir Elton John, of course. Just an egg of Elton John. Now, Elton, of course, I'm surprised there isn't a bottle of Hershey's on his piano. Some Hershey Kisses, of course. I've heard Elton John really likes fudge eggs. Likes to pack them in. Like what are they called? The fudge Easter egg candies that they have. The Cadbury. I heard that he loves those, but he prefers Hershey's version. Yeah, because there's extra fudge packed into those. Be here all week. Be sure to tip your waitress. Okay. All right. We continue on here. Of course, we have another demon. Here's Ellen. I have no idea who's with Ellen. Of course, Ellen DeGeneres, best known for being brave and coming out of the closet. Ellen's one of my heroes. I know Ellen's one of yours. We'll continue on. Here's Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons, the talentless Satanist Gene Simmons. I mean, talented Gene Simmons, right? Another one where you're just like, well, how much more embarrassing can it get? Well, the answer is real embarrassing, because here's Madonna. There's Madonna. Actually, the egg of Madonna. Oh, man, Madonna in a thong, right? Yeah, it's tough to look at Madonna, Always has been. But especially when look at it. I mean, it's Madonna in a thong. Could you imagine the odor in a Madonna thong? I mean, you want to talk about dipping something in feces and sulfur. That's probably what the odor is. Let's continue on. Oh, there we go. It's the virus. It's Miley virus. They're looking as manly as ever. Wonder why? Because it is one. All right, let's continue. Again, Michael Jackson the egg. Michael Jackson the egg. We had Michael Jackson the pancake. I don't know, man. I mean, pretty sure if you want to scare your kid, you want to scare him, out of his wits on Easter morning. I mean, other than, of course, having someone dressed up as the Easter Bunny. This is a close number 2. I guess this would be a lot worse. I mean, I'd be under the bed if I saw this. All right, let's move on. We got Steven Tyler, of course, who I've covered, who references hell and wanting to go there. The Rolling Stones, cool, right? Rolling Stones have that cool album. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's actually got a goat head and a pot in there. That's really original and neat. Then we got Hillary Clinton. That's right, it's Hillary, right? Because everybody wants a Barry Soetoro and Hillary Clinton Easter egg. And of course, you can kind of see how they've mutated human beings, manufactured them, and you could tell what political party they were. So when we started the article and we were talking about a guy who's doing this in his spare time, I'm sure in your head you automatically thought, well, it's probably somebody who identifies or votes blue as Dem, right? Well, we have confirmation because they made eggs of Hillary and then eggs of Barry Obama. And that's, you can see by the behavior, right, who these guys are. We'll continue. We got 2 more. We got 2 MK Ultras to end it here. Of course, we've got The Wizard of Oz. Of course we do. Of course, it's one of their favorite MK Ultra films. Looks like, is that a goat or is that the puppy? All right. And then we've got Alice in Wonderland. Another big theme, of course, more free time. More free time by this guy to sit here and do this. And thankfully he did, because he gave me some content to do. Oh, boy. Folks, what are you doing for Ishtar Easter this year? How will you be celebrating? I know what most of you will say. But what's your joking answer, at least, right? What are you going to paint your eggs? If you could paint your eggs anything at all, and you're still listening, write it in the comment section. I want to know. Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye.